in the future, haven't they, Sean?
A nice, shiny new arena and everything that they've built. You know, the time is right now.
And they've added Jeff Van Gundy, so another great basketball mind on that staff. Now let's take a look at Denver's opening. Kawhi Leonard unable to get his shot to go. And it's good for two.
Just so physical inside. Even with contact, Jokic able to fight through it.
Gordon against Harden. The three. The shot goes in. First shot, first basket.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
We're about 1 minute into the first. A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter,
Nikola Jokic. He said it's all about balance. If you defend Jokic too aggressively, he'll just kick it out to other guys too softly, and he'll kill you inside. So balance is the key. Sounds like a tough balancing act to pull off, guys.
Okay, David, thanks. Here's Leonard. Following the basket by Jokic. Leonard. And he drops in the layup off the glass. All right, Shams, I know you can't reveal all your secrets, but how do you develop relationships with your sources? The players, the agents, the GM, the scouts. All over the NBA.
It comes year after year. This has been something I've been doing for the better course of the last 15 years. So for me, it's about relationships, it's about daily communication, and making sure that I keep the trust, I keep the faith, and I keep a level of respect with everyone that I come across. Relationships are the name of the game, especially in the NBA.
Well, that's what I've heard about you. They trust you. So if they're going to confide, they know they can trust you. I would think that would be maybe the core of how you operate.
Trust and faith, and that develops early, not taking shortcuts. I'm very much for the long game.
Here's Murray. Kawhi Leonard making his last shot. Murray kicks to Jokic. Good, and the assist goes to Murray. Jokic has got 9 points.
The three-point stroke from Jokic, it just looks confident.
And Tyronn Lue calls timeout. Wants to talk some things over. Might be seeing some things to adjust. Leonard the pass to Jones. Leonard looking over the floor. To the inside. Jokic with the steal. Gordon with it. And it's Harden picking him up. And so the ball's out of bounds. Powell touched it last.
Active hands from him as he's able to deflect that pass out of bounds.
Well, that's what you call a game of inches. They talk about it in football. We see it right there.
Now here's Gordon. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game.
Strong start.
And in last year's playoff, Shams, we did see a lot of players injured and unable to play. What are some of the solutions that may be being talked about that you hear about?
People certainly ask if this is a result of the 65-game rule. Is it the more physical play? Is it the consequences of the regular season? The league is going to take a wait-and-see approach to determine if this is an issue they have to fix, but they do love the results of what this has brought as far as player availability moving forward.
Yeah, they do seem sold on that 65 number, don't they?
100%. And at the end of the day, some of these injuries are flukish. There's a lot of, obviously, lower body injuries, and you can't measure that. I think the league is going to want to see more data over the next 5 to 10 years to really determine, does this rule impact the game and impact injuries?
And there's the call on Jones. That is his first foul of the game. Bogdan Bogdanovic, he's checked in for the Clippers. Westbrook against Harden. Shot clock at 6. To the wing on the left. Zubac against Jokic. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Jokic has got 11 points.
It just seems like the more he touches it, the more the lead grows.
We have all these great foreign players. Maybe 3 of the top 5 players in the NBA are all foreign players, right? And so much was made of Anthony Edwards. Here's a 22-year-old American player who has maybe the charisma, the game, the everything you could package. It could be our next great player. Is there ever talk around the league about why are European players being so dominant? Where are the great young American players to compete against this great influx of international players?
The grassroots programs, you have to look at what happens abroad and in the States. You have to give a lot of credit to the way that they develop players. Over in Europe, in any of those regions, they do a great job, and those players are hungry, they're driven, they're passionate. They're trying to get here to the States and play basketball at the highest level in the NBA. And you see at the amateur level, there can be a lot of fluidity, there can be a lot of influx, and players are given so much so soon in America. So to be able to have that chip on your shoulder, to have the passion, and to exude the confidence that Anthony Edwards has, the younger generation of players definitely have someone in Anthony Edwards to look up to.
And the timeout called here by Tyronn Lue. He's ready to talk things through with the team. Zubac is checked in for Los Angeles. Dunn comes in for James Harden. And a switcher also for Denver. Strother's checked in. Shams, we know you grew up in Chicago. I'm assuming you grew up a Bulls fan. Who didn't? And you had to have a favorite player growing up with those terrific teams.
I was a big-time fan of hoops in general. Definitely someone for me was Kobe Bryant. That someone wasn't a Bulls fan. We almost got him one year, but that was someone I grew up watching. Kevin, did you have a favorite team or player growing up?
Well, I love Kobe. I called every season of LeBron and every season of Kobe Bryant. And Bryant actually did stuff for 2K. As you know, not too long ago, before his passing, we sat down for a couple hours. But I hate to rank them because Kobe, Jordan, and LeBron are all right there at the very, very top. Hard to beat Jordan, right?
Very hard to beat Jordan. Obviously, the GOAT, the greatest of all time. Kobe, for me, watching growing up, that was the closest thing that I had.
Here's Dunn. That fall. Nice feed that time from Bogdanovich.
Well, you love to watch Chris Dunn because that handle is especially tight, masterful. With the ball in his hands.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
Here's Bogdanovich following the basket by Jokic. Zubac with the screen for Bogdanovich. Three-pointer on the way. And it's Denver with the rebound. And this team has been on a very impressive 17-game winning streak. They are red hot right now.
What an absolute joy to watch. This team is playing a beautiful brand of basketball right now. Everything about it. The athleticism, the basketball skill, the intelligence, the heart, the toughness, the commitment. These guys have been extraordinary.
And so it's Denver in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. They're feeling very confident, shooting the ball with great efficiency and dictating the pace. And don't go away. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. All right, we'll take a look now at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for Denver.
Absolutely dialed in from beyond the arc so far in this one. The defense is surrendering the long-range shot here early on.
You know, the guys, they've also been excelling in the low post so far tonight, focusing on strong interior play, powering their way past the defense.
On the floor for Denver as we get going here in the second quarter. At the guard spots, we'll see Westbrook and Murray. Aiden Watson is out there with DeAndre Jordan. And it's Brown in at the small forward position. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Nuggets will retain possession. Los Angeles making a switch here. Brown's checked in. So it's Denver now. Outside for Murray. Puts up a three. And again, Denver no good.
Boy, a forgettable night for him, but thankfully his teammates have played well overall.
And with that, the Denver lead is cut down to 6 in the bucket from Bogdanovich. And you look at the way the league is moving now, Shams, are there less big trades than when you started or more?
Perhaps a little bit less, but listen, the league is trying to keep parity in this league and allow teams to be able to keep their homegrown stars. But there's always going to be plenty of interest, and that level of interest, not only from players from competing teams, but fans' interest, it's never been higher.
And there's never any hesitancy, right? If a team feels they can get better, for whatever reason and however they do it, I don't think there's any hesitancy to pulling the trigger.
Particularly when you're on the cusp of potentially winning a championship or competing, whether it's competing for the playoffs, competing for a title, and you can make one move that takes you from point A to point B, teams and general managers want to do it.
Well said. Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Kevin, the Clippers are inaugurating their new arena this season, and they're set to host the All-Star Game next season. It will mark the 7th time that the LA area has hosted the All-Star facilities. Kevin, there will be no shortage of stars in attendance.
That's always the way it is in LA. You're so right, David. It ought to be quite a spectacle.
This is what Bogdanovich is out here to do. A terrific, multi-dimensional score.
Westbrook against Simmons. In the corner, Murray with it. That's good, and so Westbrook comes up with the assist. Murray's got a couple of three-pointers in the second for the Nuggets. And the timeout called here by Tyronn Lue. He wants to talk to his guys. So, for the Clippers, Kawhi Leonard's checked in for Brown, and it's Powell in for Simmons. Shams, with as often as you've interacted with front offices all over the NBA, have you noticed any changes with how franchises operate with both the players and the media and that relationship and where it may be headed?
Everything has to be more specialized now in the organization, but you're seeing true partnerships develop with teams and their players, especially their top players. The teams have to pay more attention now to data, to metrics than ever before. And the relationship between your top players in the organization, that is very, very important. And the teams that do a good job of managing relationships, of managing expectations, that is clearly what separates the elite teams with the bottom teams. And certainly players in today's generation are very, very polished when it comes to the media.
Oh, you frame that so well.
And that's how you execute offensively. Murray with a great job of getting it to his teammate.
Pass to Powell. Back to Dunn. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. And let's see the leading three-point teams in the NBA. The Nuggets, number 1.
The threat of deep shooting makes everything easier offensively. They've been incredibly accurate from long range.
James Harden. He's checked in for Bogdan Bogdanovich. And he sinks the second. And Shams, I've always wondered, watching you, reading you, when did you first...
The Bulls dynasty was starting. I wasn't quite old enough, but I was old enough to see some of those scrappy Bulls teams in the mid-2000s. And basketball was always a part of the national discourse, but also part of my life playing it, and then now being someone that's able to inform the audience and the public.
You know what? I'm looking up and down this table. I think we all feel the exact same way. Outside Leonard, 5 to shoot, over Watson. Denver grabs the miss. They put up a nice win against Utah last time out.
Yeah, their long-range artillery hit the mark more often than not. A great equalizer when you're on the road.
It's always a good thing when the defense is scrambling. Whenever there was open space on the perimeter, their shooters were able to locate it.
And the dunk by Jordan.
Well, we've seen this 1 or 2 times, have we not? DeAndre Jordan, finishing end of the alley-oop. Nice.
Clippers trail by 17. Pass to Zubac. Now here's Leonard. It's deflected. And the Nuggets pushing it up now. It's deflected. Stolen by Harden. Now the Clippers moving it up. Dunn misses. Last outing for the Clippers. They won that game against the Timberwolves at Target Center. Murray against Powell. Murray scanning the floor. And there's another one for the Nuggets.
Well, they're leading in large part because of the work he's put in this quarter. This is nicely done.
Harden the pass to Dunn. To halt the run. Pass to Zubac. Second shot opportunity. He takes it up and lays it in. Zubac has got his first points of the game.
The more productive he is down low, the more minutes Zubac is going to get. That's just excellent execution and finish.
Shams, I am so sorry our time has run out. It has been great having you here with us. We appreciate your time so much, and I hope we do it again soon.
Thanks, Kevin. Anytime. You know, when I'm not on my phone, I'm here to talk to you and talk hoops with you any time of the day.
Oh, I love it. Thank you so much again. KDB, wasn't that terrific talking to Shams? He is as plugged into everything around the NBA as anyone you could hope to meet.
A guy who's really in the know, and as somebody who prides themselves on doing research, boy, you have got to respect the legwork and the dedication he brings to the table.
And we've got an injury out on the floor. Very unfortunate as always, guys. Don't like to see this.
And I'll tell you, this is something you never like to see.
No, obviously something that, every player fears. The NBA has made player safety a priority, but injuries continue to happen.
Jones against Gordon. Driving to the basket. And then Gordon with the dunk.
Well, this is all Aaron Gordon needs, right? Just a little space to run and forget about it.
Pass to Zubac. There's 37 seconds left in the first half. Powell with it. His last outing, 16 points for him. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Jacks up a 3. And it's Jokic with the rebound. Jokic has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Gordon with a screen on Zubac. Lob pass to Gordon. Stolen by Jones. A 3 from Leonard. Oh, and he just knocked down the buzzer beater.
Big time shot to beat the buzzer there. My goodness.
Well, that's a perfect end to the quarter for them. You have no idea how much of an effect those buzzer beaters can have on a team's momentum.
And so it's the Denver Nuggets. Thank you, David. And we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
Fans, please direct your attention to center court and get ready for the fan.
Looking at the East, Trae Young.
Young's offensive output has been off the chart. He's always a high usage guy.
Switching back to that first half of action, everything's been working for the Nuggets.
Their ability to string together.
And that is a wrap. Now let's send you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third quarter.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. You look at Jokic in this game, he has been everywhere.
What a menace he was on defense through the first 2 quarters, just disrupting everything.
Well, it was about effort and anticipation. Hard to get into an offensive rhythm when you know this guy is lurking.
Let's check in with David Aldridge for an injury update on DeAndre Jordan. David?
Thanks, Kevin. Well, I just talked with Denver's head athletic trainer. He did tell me that he believed it wasn't a severe injury, so that is good news. Right in the heart of the season. This is when injuries start to mount. We're going to have to adjust. Kevin?
Okay, Dave, thanks. Sounds like he won't be out for too long. The veteran wings, Powell and Leonard. Jones and Zubac make up the 4 and the 5. And it's Harden in at the point guard position. That's the group starting the second half for Tyronn Lue. Greg, every year, injuries are a huge factor in shaping the title race. And I'm guessing that teams should probably put more of a premium on durability. What do you think?
Well, Kevin, I think all GMs take that into account. A team wants to be confident it'll have a stable roster over the course of a long season.
From deep, Harden. Jokic grabs the miss. Jokic has got his 5th rebound in this one. And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Kevin, thanks very much. James Harden is still a factor at age 35. He says, I'm more than a scorer, so for me, it's just a deal.
Thank you, David. And don't forget, he rebounds as well as any guard right now in the NBA. Gordon, the pass to Jokic. Porter with it. Beyond the arc. Traps in the tray.
That was an emphatic answer by Porter Jr., looking to dominate him from beyond.
And Tyronn Lue calls timeout. He wants to check in with his team and regroup. And what a new era for the Clippers, Greg, playing here in their own arena, the Intuit Dome.
You have no more sharing, right? No more covering up Laker banners. It feels like the Clippers are on their own 2 feet now. This was the goal for the ownership group, and they made it happen.
And the Nuggets making a change here. Brown's checked in. Leonard with no one around. Buries it from 3-point range. Leonard's got 6 here in this quarter.
Man, the triples keep falling, guys. That's 3 in a row.
Jokic a screen. Jokic just takes what he wants inside. Amazing.
And if Jokic has the position inside, forget it.
Outside Leonard. Powell kicks to Jones. Back to Powell. Lead pass was put in just the right spot. Powell's got his first 2 points of the night.
And that solid play in the paint continues here, guys.
Jokic a screen. Takes the 3. Another 3 for Denver.
Well, this guy flat out carrying the load for them offensively. He is taking and making good shots. What a terrific job.
And a deep 3 from Harden. Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game.
And Jokic throws it down.
Oh, the Joker taking over. He's had his way offensively, making it look easy.
And so it's Leonard with it. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. They trail by 18. It's good. The assist that time from Harden. Harden's got 3 assists tonight.
Coming off a big game, his confidence couldn't be higher, and Coach knows it.
Well, the best players, to me, deliver night after night after night. So as long as he's hot, keep riding it.
They grab their own miss. Kicks it out to Gordon. From deep. No good. Los Angeles has gone into the 3-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. Here's Harden. The layup off target.
And not a night he's going to want to remember, just not really able to score the basketball.
Back to Jokic. Another shot. Plays it up and banks it in. Jokic has got 11 points here in just the second half.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Harden looking it over. No good from outside.
One made 3 for him for the game. Does he focus closer in? Let's see.
Gordon against Jones. And it's Gordon penetrating. And it's Gordon finishing it off.
How about the agility, boy? Gordon knifing his way inside. Finishes with confidence. That's pretty.
Clippers trail by 20. Outside, Jones. 1:35 left in the third. Powell finds Leonard. Takes a 3. It falls for basket number 9 from the field. He's taken 14 shots to get there.
And so many teams now look to establish the perimeter to set up everything else.
No doubt it's a growing trend, Greg, and he is highly accurate tonight.
The drive by Gordon. And Jokic wide open. He shoots, and they come right back with their own three-pointer.
He's hit 4 now from behind the arc, 2 in each half, making an impact.
Outside Leonard. Back to Harden. That falls. Nice feed that time from Leonard. Harden's got his 3rd basket of the night.
We know this about James Harden. If you want to force him to that in-between game, he is more than happy and content to take mid-range jumpers.
And Michael Malone calling timeout here. Wants to regroup and go over the strategy. Big group substitution here for the Clippers. Nicholas Batum. He's checked in for Jones. Bogdanovich comes in for Leonard. Chris Dunn's checked in for Powell. And Simmons subbed in for James Harden. Big group substitution here for Denver. Zeke Naji, he's checked in for Jokic. Peyton Watson comes in for Michael Porter. Murray's checked in for Christian Brown. And Russell Westbrook subbed in for Aaron Gordon. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Zubats, and the Clippers getting another bucket right there.
And not being as aggressive from the three-point line anymore. They had a lot more attempts in that first half.
Done against Murray. The 17-footer. Count it. Murray's got 19 points.
And even with the big lead, he remains focused on the task at hand.
That is the competitiveness he brings to the table. Every night you're going to get great effort from him.
Jokic firing on all cylinders for the Nuggets. He totaled 14 points in the quarter. He's And a moment ago, inside the huddle with...
Hey, we okay? Just one basket at a time, all right?
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the 4th quarter, but stranger things have happened. So out there for the Nuggets right now, at the guard spots, we'll see Westbrook and Murray. Then there's Peyton Watson. It's Naji in at the 5 down low.
This close to the rim, Ben Simmons just leaves no doubt.
Westbrook against Dunn. Now here's Westbrook. He's tightly guarded for 3, Murray, and that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. Westbrook's got his 9th assist in the game now. Clippers trail by 19. Here's Leonard, and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. Doris, with what he's done in the NBA, Kawhi Leonard seems to be a lock for the Hall of Fame.
I agree, Kevin, and the reason is he's got a couple of championships under his belt. More importantly, he's got individual awards, All-NBA, Defensive Player of the Year. And he's been able, in the most leveraged moments of a season...
Powell against Murray. Here's Westbrook. Murray outside. No good from outside. Got the defender off his feet with the pump fake, but couldn't knock it down. LA has gotten the three-point bug tonight. They've taken 15 shots outside the arc. They're 6 of 15. Leonard against Westbrook. In the corner, Murray with it. There's the 3. Drills the three-pointer. Murray's got 6 here in this quarter.
Yeah, that's too good a look to give him from behind the arc.
Dunn against Westbrook. Dunn passes to Leonard. And the league limiting players from making public trade demands, which I guess makes sense. That's a big change from the past, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it saves franchises from being put in a tough spot. keeps a player's trade value high, which helps the team more lead.
And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen. Now, well, we've got a moment now to see this year's three-point contest and how it's shaping up. Let's take a look at some of the top candidates emerging as we see here some players who are likely to make the final cut.
Not too shabby of shooters on this list, Kevin. You got to love the advancement and really the evolution of the three-point shot in today's game.
You take a look at Jokic. The third spot in the voting belongs to him. There are very few players with his ability from long range, and it looks like he'll be rewarded with a spot in the three-point contest.
And I'm sure there'll be some changes in the rankings still to come, but you're right. I'd be surprised if there's anyone who wouldn't cast a vote his way.
And it's going to be an exciting showcase this year. Some incredible shooters, that's for certain. We'll keep you updated as we find out more.
Yeah, I think we're in for a real treat. I think the increased importance of the three-point shot in today's game has really shined a light on the talent, precision, and really the wow factor of how these guys can drill the long ball.
Murray, good.
Yeah, coming down the stretch, they've become reliant upon their perimeter game.
Boy, the three-point arc has been a major factor in what they've done here tonight. You love the aggressiveness.
Here's Leonard. Plays it up and in on the nice reverse. Leonard's got 6 in the quarter.
Well, offensively, this guy has been cooking. They're definitely not losing because of him.
Westbrook against Dunn. Westbrook drives in. Powell with the steal. And he's going up for the alley-oop. Stolen. And here we go with Westbrook running it up the court. Najee, no good.
And the timing just not there on that attempted alley-oop.
Just a missed connection, and it happens. I'm sure they will go back to it if given the opportunity.
Pass to Simmons. Done with it. Westbrook picks him up. It's rebounded by Najee.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Westbrook against Dunn. Now here's Westbrook. Not a lot of room. Hammers the alley-oop through.
Well, superb awareness from Russell Westbrook. Understands where the gaps in the defense, almost impossible to check in the pick and roll.
And now we present our New Balance Player of the Game, Nikola Jokic.
Hey, guys, no doubt who our pick was going to be. He's made everyone else on the court look like they're playing at half speed. It's been total domination, and you can't help but just sit back and admire that performance.
And as the star of this team, he knows he's going to be the object of the crowd's anger. Tries yet again, and Leonard gets it to go on the assist from Harden. Harden's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Here's Pickett, guarded by Harden. Pickett passes to Hall. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely. Hall's got his first points in this one. Clippers trail by 21. Pass to Powell. And here is Zubac. Outside, Jones. Now here's Leonard. 6 on the shot clock. That's tipped. They retain possession. And the dunk by Zubac. The Nuggets lead by 19 points. Pickett passes to Hall. How's that for an answer? Right back with the dunk.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout. Big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Nuggets.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And in terms of the season record, this is going to be their 18th win overall.
And they've taken control of the season series. This brings them to 2-0 with 1 game left against this squad.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Jokic.
What a relentless scoring night for this guy. In attack mode all evening.
Here's Powell, and the dunk by Powell. Denver's gone 3 of 4 from downtown here in the fourth. Here's Pickett, guarded by Harden. Pickett, that's good.
Finishing strong. This is how you want to close things out.
No question. They've got hot at exactly the right time. Clutch play on a team level.
And the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
Well, what a surprise. James Harden has finished a play with contact and gets a chance for the 3-point the old-fashioned way. Nicely done, James.
Talk about confidence. Greg, what do you think about Harden's quote from a couple years ago when he said, "I'm not a system player, I am the system"?
Kevin, I laughed when I heard it because most guys couldn't say that, but Harden absolutely can. He's an elite scorer turned elite passer. Your offense has to orbit around him when he's on the floor.
And here's Los Angeles, 19-point game. Here's Bogdanovic, Rob. Here's Hall. Eubanks defending. Here's Tyson. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle. And 2 shots coming up.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
First team.
And that one misses.
Shooting for Denver. Tyson at the line for 2.
That one is no good. So it's the Nuggets winning this one easily. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The